Hide behind the shelf. Wait. Wait. Now. Now, while you have the advantage.
Come here! Come here to rip me off, huh? Wait. It's you. I don't know how you found me, but you shouldn't be here. You killed my wife. No, I didn't do that. That was someone else. Doesn't matter!
You'll need to be a little faster than that.
Why are you making me do this?
Let me know if you need my help, Gray.
Stop! Help!
I need your permission to operate independently.
Permission granted!
Thank you.
Hey, Shalom. First, giving all credit to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and double honors, much respects to the apostles, the elders, and men of great millstone. Though I've been on a part of any camp, I learned and I studied under the doctrine and teachings of great millstone. All right. Decided to do this this video because I've been watching a lot of videos. Dealing with pretty much these this technology, dealing with implantable chips. I've been watching some of these videos with Elon Musk, and these different videos dealing with how they pretty much I forget what you call it. Basically combining the like the human nervous system with what do you call it? Computer technology and things like that, right? Because one thing, when I often talk about that the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, when I'm trying to explain it to people, I often bring out the point that it goes a lot. It's a lot deeper than just buying and selling, right? Because at the end of the day, Esau's goal is to have complete control, over each individual. He wants your soul. So like I said, at the end of the day, it goes a lot deeper than buying and selling. All right. With this chip, these implantable chips, there's research and articles that are coming out dealing with how people are getting these chips and implanted in their foreheads, their brains. These implantable chips, they possess nano-like technology. They can basically forge with the nerve system, right? I did a video not too long ago on how there were some tests being conducted, right? On individuals who were blind, and they got these chips implanted in their foreheads, right? And they were able to start seeing shapes and figures and things of that nature, right? So and I played this clip because clearly you seen this guy. Well, first, this movie scene from the movie Upgrade is a pretty good movie. But this guy, he if you watch the movie, he got this pretty much an implantable chip, right? And clearly, he can hear voices, or hear this voice, talking to him, right? And ultimately, this chip that he has implanted in him, I'm not sure if it was implanted in his his hand or his head or whatever the case may be, but pretty much this guy, you know, he was getting his ass kicked. You know, he had no skill sets or anything. But when he gave the chip access, you know, granted the chip access to pretty much take control over his body, right, and take over his nervous system. You know, pretty much the chip it took control, and I'm gonna play this video, play this video more. I'm gonna let it play out, and then of course get into the precepts. So I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna let this play out.
Okay, Slim, what are we doing, man?
Just relax.
Oh, God, dear! Look, man, stay down, please. Please don't get up. Please don't get up. Please. Stay down, man. Just stay down. He's got a knife!
I can see that. We have a knife too.
Just stab him! You're trying to piss him off? Okay. All right, so what's the plan? What are we doing? Stop him!
I'll have full control.
And I fast forwarded that part because it was pretty gruesome. It's pretty graphic. So he ended up killing the guy.
You now have full control again, Gray. I advise that you remove any traces of your presence here. That also means cleaning up the vomit in the sink.
Okay, just give me.
All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I wanted on that. So yeah, you know, clearly you've seen, you know, this guy, like I said, you know, he pretty much he had no control over the situation. He was getting his ass handed to him until that chip was activated, which gave him, because like I said, I was doing some, you know, research on this, you know, on dealing with these implantable chips or whatnot, and you know what I've been finding out. Lord's will, I can do more videos touching on this subject, but what I've, according to the research I've been doing, you know, there's certain parts of the brain, right? There's certain parts of the you know, nerve system of the brain, right? That like let's say you like you might be lacking a particular skill set, you know, something you may not know what to do, right? Let's say you're watching let's say you're watching a basketball game, right? And you don't know, you pretty much don't know anything about basketball, right? But you're sitting down watching the game, right? And in your mind, you know, you're pretty much telling yourself in your mind, oh, you know, like, let's say LeBron James is dribbling the ball, right? He's making plays, doing all these things. Well, in your mind, you know, you're acting out all these things and what he could have did, and you know, in your mind, you know, LeBron James, he gets a turnover, and you know, in your mind, you know, oh well, if he would have did that, then you know he would have prevented the turnover or whatnot, right? But you know, in actuality, if you were on the court, you know, you couldn't really, like, if you're on the court, you probably, like I said, you never played basketball in your life, but in your mind, you're acting out all of these things, right? And like I said, because it's there's certain parts of the brain, you know, this chip, basically, long story short, this chip, it'll be able to tap into those you know, those different nerve systems in the brain or whatnot, basically giving you access to things that you normally wouldn't be able to do. And you know, that's why, you know, I played this clip of the movie, because you know, it's a good example. You know, clearly this guy, he had no fighting skills, right? He had to, he had to give the chip access, and clearly, he started whooping ass, right? So you know, they show these in different movies, like the movie Kingsman. I believe it's the first Kingsman, the church scene, where you see the scene with Samuel L. Jackson. He turned the frequency, and people started losing it and whatnot, right? That's why they're setting up all these 5G towers or whatnot, because pretty much everything's being put in place. Everything's pretty much the ESOL, they have the technology to do these things now, right? So I was going back to the article I seen. I did a video on where these blind people, they did the research, and these blind people, they got these chips implanted in their heads, and they were able to see shapes and figures and things like that. So this is what I mean when I say when it comes to this chip, which again, it is a mark of the beast. It goes a lot deeper than buying and selling. All right, and in this movie they show you that he had no well, pretty much he had to give the chip granted access. Well, when Esau start pushing that chip, they're gonna have complete control. So there's gonna be no, oh, well, you owe this amount of money, are you gonna pay it or not? They're not gonna get mail or anything like that. If you owe money or whatever the case may be, Esau, they just take money out of the chip, right? And if you buck up against the system, you rebel against the system, they just turn your chip off, right? And so that's pretty much how this works. Esau, he wants complete control. So of course you get the precepts, and well, let me get this first. Going to Revelations. So yeah, man, when things really get real out here, and people, once people start taking that chip, again, Esau, to an extent, he's gonna, people are gonna be hearing voices and just acting out. They're not gonna have control over their bodies, and all type of stuff. This is why it's important for us to put our trust in Yahweh Shem Shai, because if you give in and take that chip, I mean, you're pledging your allegiance to Esau. You're acknowledging Esau as your power. So because again, at the end of the day, Esau wants to be like the Most High. But let me go ahead and get this, of course, in Revelations, was that 13 and 16. It says, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So we go over these scriptures, time in and time out, because these are the times that we're getting into. And also because you've seen in the video, which I let it play out a little bit, after he deactivated the chip, he started throwing up, because that's going to be taking place too. People that take the chip, a lot of people are going to take the chip willingly, but a lot of people are going to take the chip, and they're going to try to they're going to take it in secret, try to hide the fact that they took the chip. Well, if you take that chip, there's going to come a point in time, it's going to show, some type of sickness or illness is going to be shown, whether it's it's cancer, cancerous or pores or whatever the case may be. You might get blisters like Job, but whatever the case may be, it's going to show. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Bear with me. Oh, 16, I think. Yeah, Revelation 16, and let's start at verse 1. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways, and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. So again, if you take that chip, this is it's not going to be no hiding the fact, all right, because it's going to be some type of it's going to show. You're going to have some type of physical ailment, some type of plague, when whether you're foaming at the mouth or whatever the case may be. All right. You take that chip, and like I showed in the video, the movie clip, the guy was throwing up after, the chip was deactivated. So, you're going to have some type of sickness or some type of illness. So, it's going to be no hiding it, because, when it comes to that chip, that's something that's foreign to the body, and that's ultimately, the body is going to reject it somehow, some way, shape, some form or fashion. The body's going to reject it because it's foreign. Whenever you put something foreign in your body, it rejects it, and the body might start fighting against itself, or whatever the case may be, because all of our bodies and shapes, we're all different. So our body's going to take it differently. Because again, that technology, is going to be able to connect to the biometrics and your neural links, clinging onto your nerves. It's going to be able to attach itself to your DNA and all type of stuff. So when people start taking that chip, you're going to really start seeing people bugging out and losing their minds. People that take that chip, they're going to be, some people might have super strength, or might cannibalism, or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, it's it's the Most High, but this is something, one of those things we have to sit back and wait and see. So so yeah, that's why I would say, when I'm talking to people dealing with that chip, which is the mark of the beast, it's a lot deeper than just buying and selling. Okay. At the end of the day, Esau, he wants your soul. And let me see if I can find out real quick, and I'll probably end it off on that. Bear with me. Because there is a such thing as selling your soul. All right. You hear a lot of celebrities, they talk about that all the time, selling their souls. They regret selling their souls. you know um oh man. See if I can yeah, that's it. What was that? Revelations 18 and Revelations 18 and 13. It says, and cinnamon and odors, and I'll start at verse 12. Revelations 18 and 12. It says, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. So yeah, at the end of the day, You know, that's what Esau, he wants complete control. Okay, and that mark of that chip, you know, the mark of the beast. That's the end all be all. That's the end game. All right. You know, you take that chip. You know, Esau, he's gonna have complete control. You know, he's gonna you know, like you seen in the movie clip. You know, the dude was hearing, you know, hearing his voice. All right. But he has some form of control. When you take that mark of the beast in real life, you're not gonna have any control. You know, Esau, he's gonna have complete control over your body, your spirit, your soul, and all that. All right. So, yeah. Um, so once again, you know, that mark of the beast, it goes a lot deeper than just buying and selling. All right. So you know, just wanted to do a quick video on that, and Lord's will you were edified. Once again, giving all acknowledgement to Yahweh Bashim Shai, and double honors to the apostles, elders, and men of great millstone. Until next time, I say shalom.